Okay, how's it going? Good to see you. Can you introduce yourself, full name and major for here in Cerritos College?
My name is Reham Zin, and my major is kinesiology.
Okay. And you and I talked a little bit before this, and also the first question I want to get off the bat is you told me that you came from Egypt and started living here in the United States, and you moved here in 2012. How was your life in Egypt?
Like, what specifically do you want to know about my life?
Oh well, just growing up. Maybe if there's any similarities between here and the United States. Is there anything that you miss back home, or any of those things?
My life was like as simple as here. I had a lot of friends. The only difference is I had a lot of friends, and all my family were around me. So that's the only difference I had here. Because here, everyone is busy with their life. So I get to meet just like a little bit of my friends, and I don't have a family here. I only have my dad, my mom, my siblings. That's it. What else? I think that's it.
Okay, and seeing that you came here in 2012, was it? In 2011, the Arab Spring had come about in Egypt. Tell me a little bit about that. Were you a part of that? Were you outside while everyone else was? There's a bunch of rioting going on, a lot of protests and things like that. So if you can tell us a bit about that.
Okay. Basically, I'm not a politics person. I don't like politics at all. The only thing I know is, personally, I like that person. I like Mubarak. But I only agree with people because about 40 to 50%, I'm not sure, but the number really falls under poverty line. So everyone was poor. There's nothing. They have nothing. And they have one emergency law that he used against people, which takes freedom from people and their human rights. And he was a dictatorship. It's like about 30 years of going on. And he wants to give the prison chair to his son, and he wants to keep it going. So actually for me, the country at that time, it was kind of smooth, like it was, I didn't want people to go against him, but since they already went against him, I was like, then go for it. If you have a really nice person who's gonna be after him and he knows how to manage and control the country, then nice, go for it. But people went overboard and he got removed and we got another person, and that was the point, the starting point of what's happening now.
Yeah, you guys already almost have up to 2-3 presidents. Already. Yeah.
And everyone is against them. Like there's like, how to say that? If I like that president, my sister doesn't like him. She was like, oh, I'm gonna go against him. And there's no president that everyone agrees to.
Yeah, it's very polarizing. No matter what you pick, you're gonna have enemies. No matter what. Okay, yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. That's actually the most interesting part that I thought.
And yeah, I wasn't part of it. I wasn't.
Okay, so you weren't part of it. You weren't outside while everyone else was outside. Yeah, because I was watching at home a lot of those films, and it was pretty crazy stuff.
It actually happened in a place called Cairo. It's
Cairo,
the capital of Egypt, and I'm from like a little town. It's like 3 hours from my town to Cairo, so I wasn't part of it. I was just like complaining in front of the TV. That's it. Yeah.
Nice. And when coming to the U.S. in 2012, did you consider living in the U.S.? Did you consider assimilating to American customs difficult? Like, did you being able to fit in, things like that? Did you find that difficult?
It was really difficult. I came from like different background, different culture, different language. The most important thing. What else? I actually thought America was like a wonderland.
Yeah.
I came from, I told you, from a little town, like a small town, and everything was like normal, not like here. When I came here, it was like a wide open country. You have a lot of freedom. You see it like different people, different faces, different culture, different language. I only came here in one sentence. What is your name? That it. I was like lost in front of people. I didn't know anything at all. So when I came here, it was kind of hard to like start my new life, but thank God I'm here now.
Yeah.
I can communicate with people. Yeah.
Did you follow up? Did you speak English in Egypt? No, it's when you started coming here.
Basically, we have to take English as a second language.
Right.
But the problem is the English we take there is way different than the one we speak here.
Yeah.
The pronunciation, but actually the words is the same.
Yeah.
We speak like Britain, like with the accent.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that was difficult for me to understand the pronunciation that people use here. The slang language, everything was different. That's the only difference we have. But English, it's our second language.
Okay, and sweet. I guess we already touched upon this, but I guess we can go more into detail with this. What would you say is the major difference between living in the U.S. and Egypt, or are there any similarities that you see?
Okay, the major difference is about food, education.
Yeah.
Okay, first let's start with education. Education is way different here. There you have to study a lot of subjects that it's not even close to your major. What do you want to major in?
Yeah.
Here you have to be focused in one thing. In Egypt you have to take about 12 subjects, and then at the end you will only use one subject. And I think here the prep school is only 3 years, right? In Egypt it's 3 years.
Okay.
So that's a lot of years in there, a lot of education, and it's really hard to study there. You have to take tutoring, you have to pay for them. Teachers at school are I don't want to make it bad, but they just want money.
Yeah.
Because life there is really hard. And food is super cheap. Super cheap. In Egypt, it is kind of hard. Not kind, it's really hard. Because we have 2 different seasons, winter and summer. We have different food for winter, we have different food for summer. That's why it makes it difficult to buy the food that you want. What else? What's different? People.
Yeah.
Way different. In Egypt, it's really easy to communicate with people. You feel safe because, anything happens to you, someone will come to help you. Here, it's
it's more individualistic.
Nobody wants to interrupt your life or something you understand me. What else? Do you have an idea? What else?
If anything, no. If that's all you have, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we did talk about this, but it would be good to talk about this on film. Did you grow up in an Islamic family, or was it a religion you converted to later on in life?
It was an Islamic family, really Islamic family. But it wasn't that strict Islamic family. It was normal. It was I had my choice to do what I want to do. Actually, if you grow up from an Islamic family, you will be Muslim, but we have some rules to go through. For girls, we have to wear scarves at age 6 or 7. I don't know.
Yeah.
But my mom told me, do whatever you want to do. Wear it anytime you feel like you want to wear it. I don't want to be you have to wear it now. Because some families are turn 6, wear it.
Yeah.
Wear hijab. But for me, my mom told me to wear it anytime I want. So I wear it when I was 12 or 13. Yeah, I was here.
Okay. Speaking of your parents, did they come with, or did you come here on your own?
Actually, my dad's here for 20, 24 years.
Okay.
He was alone by himself. And we barely came 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Ago. My mom came 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my mom was in Egypt, and only me, my dad, my brother, my sister here.
Okay, sweet. Okay, now when you spoke of the hijab and the head covering, is that what you
we
prefer to be? Okay.
Hijab.
Yeah. I didn't know if people calling it differently or not.
Yeah, we call it scarf.
Yeah, scarf. Yeah. Tell me a bit about the head covering that you wear and what it means to you.
Wow. Okay. Go deep in this. Hijabs, actually, it's an act of honor, belief, faith, and purity. Everything about Islam is actually purity. What it means to me, it's when you have your phone. Actually, everybody loves your phone now. If you go out without your phone, you will be oh, I forgot something, so I have to go out and get my phone. Actually, my hijab to me means more than that. Hijab is part of my body now. I can't go outside without it. And some people tell me, oh, you look beautiful without your hijab. You should take it off. I'm it's for you, but for me, I look better with my hijab.
Yeah.
So actually, it's part of my life. It's the mean how to say it. the most important thing in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I put it. Yeah, it's like what makes me different.
Yeah. Do you another follow up? Do you ever get looks about it here in the States? You know, with the hijab and all that stuff. Do you get any nasty looks, or what's the majority that you see more? Like, do you see, you know, oh, that looks nice, or do you see kind of, oh, what is she wearing? You know, do you get any of those?
You mean now or back then in high school, like at the beginning when I came here?
Oh,
Because
just
there's
in general, as
in general. At the beginning, it was really hard for me because in high school, we're still like teenagers, people. They were like looking at me, oh, what? Why? What's the reason you're wearing that?
Mm-hmm.
And then now, people got to understand it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, they stop asking why. They actually know, and they actually start calling it scarf.
Yeah.
And it's fine with me. At least they know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's better. But I still get like a little bit. People look at me like, what you're doing here? If you wear a scarf, you're a tourist. You should go back to your country. I'm like, okay, I got it. I
Like
just
that, huh?
yeah. I don't like reply or say anything. I was like, just thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I don't want to get into fight with people.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So I started getting like a little bit from people looking at me.
Yeah. Now with that coming into with that, and you know, I guess the looks or the sayings that people give you since the 2016 election, has there been a difference in the atmosphere in your household or in life in general?
Oh, okay. Actually, I wasn't that. I didn't care about the election, but one of my friends told me that he banned 7 countries, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't care about that, but the only thing I care about is how can he broke the families. Like if your dad has the paper but you don't have the paper, you have to go back, and then you can't enter the state anymore. That's really hard. That's the only thing I cared about. But I'm a citizenship. I'm Egyptian American. Like he doesn't have the right to say anything or people to tell me anything. So it didn't make any difference. Actually.
Okay. So
it's just the only thing is people got the idea of Islam more wrong, like more than before.
Yeah.
They they hate Islam more.
Yeah.
Because of him. That's it.
Yeah, so I guess the hatred of Islam rose because of him. Okay, and speaking of Islam, this is a question I was waiting for to ask. Do you believe there's a difference between Islam in America and Islam in the Middle East, or specifically in Egypt? Do you think there's a difference in Islam, or how the religious practice and things like that?
Actually, it's different because if you're surrounded by people like you, like who are exactly like you, that would be safest for you. But if you're surrounded by someone who just hates you, who misunderstood you, and looks at you like you're a terrorist or something, that's a way different between here and there. And also, it's better for me. We have something called azan. If you know, like we have 5 prayers a day, and we hear azan every time. So it's better for me if I hear azan each time, because when I hear it, I just go pray. Yeah. But here, actually, I depend on my phone. If my phone, like, I hear that, I go pray. If not, I have to check. Sometimes I go late. And then sometimes I'm in the school. So it's kind of hard for me to, like, manage and be, like, a good Muslim girl. And what else? Oh, actually, we have holidays, Muslim holidays, but we never get them here.
No.
It's really hard for me. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to... It's different and it's hard.
Okay.
Yeah, and then one thing more is... there are some weak Muslim people who actually get scared and lost their faith in Allah. So they took off their scarves, and that's the major difference between here and there. If you're there, you will never take it off because you're not scared, and you actually have people like you wearing hijab. But here, I heard like one of my friends, she's a Muslim, but she took off her scarf because she got people just start fighting with her, so she got scared and she took it off. So that's kind of.
So there's more of a pressure to keep it on.
To keep it, yeah.
It's more would you say over there is it pressured to wear the hijab, or is it just something?
It's something you got used to it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something people call it fashion, but it's
Yeah.
not fashion. You just feel okay. She's wearing it. That means it's good. Like I can keep wearing it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
But here, let's say if I look at one of my friends, she looks really cute with her hair. She has like hair band, like
Yeah.
and I'm like, can I just take off my hijab for one day and then be like her? But again, I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, but I'm different with my hijab. That means I would keep it. Yeah, this is my thinking. But other people's thinking, they'll be like, oh, then I should do something like a turban. They call it turban, if you know, like turban, just like put it in your hair and your neck is, you can see your neck. But girl, hijab means you have to cover everything that you're supposed to cover, not just be like, oh, my hair. Like, your neck is part of your body, so you have to cover it.
Yeah.
The only thing you're supposed to show is your hands and your face.
Mm-hmm.
Not your ankle, like, oh, I'm gonna flip my band a little bit. I'm gonna be like, oh, showing my neck. I'm like, yeah, can we don't even start, because, yeah, people come with my nerves. But yeah, this is the only thing